Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for episode 53, I think. Numbers are escaping me. And, as you can see in the background, we have a new track available. GT7 finally decided, oh right, we have... It's 52, I'm an idiot. Alright, we have, like, licensing money and stuff. Let's go, like, add tracks or something, I don't know. So... we're posing on here on Road Atlanta, and just like the game has a new track, I have a new commentary partner for this episode.
Hello.
And that would be Jake Scarborough. First time I'm actually getting somebody other than myself to talk. It sounds like I'm interrogating you.
Yeah, it does. I'm kind of scared.
I'm gonna get you to talk one way or another.
Oh, hey.
I'm glad I brought that prop in today. So yeah, without further confusion, just remember this is past tense, and let's just go into the first race. Alright, we are here at the site of the first race, and of course we're jumping straight in with the Road Atlanta event. Pardon me, it's Michelin Raceway. I didn't remember that being a thing. Bit of an interesting error that they was made today. They ran out of 6 stickers, so Suwako has an 8 number board on the hood, but a 6 on the doors. I don't really know how we messed that up. Here we are, and that is our focus point for the race. But it's not the only thing worth looking at, as we have a new car design for Lynette Mosen. We'll get into that later. Let's have the perfect person around to explain that one. Blah, 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 blah. And then here we have the introduction of the new... We have a new team that's formed, even though they don't have a logo yet, which is kind of interesting. Those names may look familiar to the astute observers. Elisa Ayase, Yukiho Kosaka, and Kokoro Yazawa are the sisters of former Challenge Series drivers Ellie, Honoka, and Nico. And they have teamed up with a man named Jake Downey to form Heartbreaker Drift Project. How it's a drift project and yet 2 of them are in front-wheel drive cars, I don't understand, but they don't seem to either. I guess I just thought it sounded cool. Anyway. Yeah, I guess not. They obviously... I'm not supposed to question it because they don't have an answer. They were somehow not expecting that question? Anyway, they are, like many others, using the Challenge Series as a means to travel the globe, but they are trying to find their sisters, who haven't phoned home in a pretty fucking long time, from what I understand. They were a little bit downtrodden when they discovered that they literally just missed their targets by about a month and a half. But they're sticking around here to try and, get some kind of lead going. We also have Colin Morris driving a new vehicle. The update came with new vehicles, one of which is a Sierra RS500, R500, no, it's an RS500, something Cosworth. Anyway, pre-race festivities are over. Let's actually get into the race. This is the 8/6 car. Is already making a pass on Mosen. We haven't even gotten into the first turn yet. All right. Goodbye, Sham. Not great. The rear engine moment there just sent him flying off of the circuit.
I would say that's not a logical way to start your race.
No, you tend to like to start it on the track, not in the grass. It was just 3 wide for a second there. Suwako picking up the pieces as she's surrounded by muscle cars for some inexplicable reason. Camaro here, Mustang there, Super B Charger ahead of her, and then just a truck. Well, that's quite a shot.
just love seeing the trucks.
They just stick out so much, and Suwako just full breezing through the field as she heads down that back straight. Good understeer, she breaks for the chicane. Ahead of Jake's own driver, Brendan Reed, it looks like, but caught up in traffic behind Fernando Fidanzi.
Yeah, honestly, that's not something I like seeing.
I gotta learn to be a bit unbiased. You know. Commentated ARC with my own team in the series for a while.
But this man over here, he's making it work.
He's got
one of my other drivers have fallen through the field, but this man is not. He's brought something to the team that is just different.
The truck just hits different to this. He's trying to find a move on Kokoro, who's, you know, if the rookies don't get any easy breaks here. You got to work for your food.
That is true, especially when you're fighting an F-150.
Yeah, and also no one's going to cut you any breaks because they know a lot of the drivers here know your older sister, and they know that she wasn't to be trifled with. And she was fast, and she was furious. If you ticked her off, you would not hear the end of it. As Damien looks for another move, gives him the bumper.
What is that's a moveset that I didn't teach him.
No, as Suwako takes the lead of the race, Joseph Miller just kind of caught sleeping there. You know, I think for Damien's case, we could probably thank his truck racing upbringing. You know, he used to run in the Craftsman Truck Series, so...
That's fair.
3 years of the Truck Series, 2 years of Lucas Oil Stadium Trucks, or whatever it's called. Stadium Super Trucks, there we go. Where did Lucas Oil come from?
I think it was sponsored by
Kokoro's hanging with the truck for the moment. Of course, through the corners, the truck is still not going to be perfect by any means, but we get onto the straightaways, and... well, I mean, this truck has a lot of horsepower, as Colin Morris is about to find out. Never mind, he's not. He's gonna at the end of the next hairpin, though, I'll tell you that.
I guess you could say Damien's in it for the one.
Suwako is well ahead of everybody else.
Absolutely gone.
She's halfway on her way back to get Sokyo at this point. You know, if that were actually possible. And as the truck moves into third, I feel like at this point Damien Kutexa has become the POV driver, both because I'm, you know, co-commentating with his team owner, but also just because this guy's just an anomaly to me.
He's kind of in the heart of the main battle going on. So
yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are other people making moves somewhere around the field if I looked.
I haven't noticed much.
Yeah, no, everyone else is just kind of going. Kokoro's teammates are definitely getting the short end here. Bozo. Well, I wonder what that lead is. The game doesn't show split times or anything, so it's just kind of a guesswork.
I'm sure it's not a good one, to say the least.
Well, it's good for Suwako. It's not good for anyone else.
Not good for anyone else, yeah.
Damien's gonna look for a move on the Integra. The size difference is just immense.
The size difference is immense, but look at the way they're battling. You don't just hit a Ford truck like that and expect it to be good.
Yeah, Joseph is he's punching a little bit above his weight class, and Damien has taken P2 away from the Integra with that.
Question is, will it last?
As the Integra does have some slipstream here, he might have a run into this last set of corners. Nope, Damien blocks expertly, and that just puts him on ice. Must have learned that from Talladega or something. But you don't teach this kind of pace. Suwako Moria, with a little bit of grass on the wheels, is going to take a pretty commanding victory at the inaugural Road Atlanta race. Damien will take second. Joseph Miller finishes on the podium despite taking pole. Also, Fernando Fidanzi in that bright gold Maserati moved up at the last minute ahead of, I think, both Kokoro Yazawa and Colin Morris.
I don't think a lot of people were expecting that to take place.
No, I mean, you could maybe say so for the Impreza. There's a rally engine in that thing, but the truck, especially at a track like Road Atlanta, there are definitely S-curves here. It's not like this isn't no Monza or anything. So the truck is having to work through the corners, but Damien looks at that diagnostic and just says, I don't care.
And there's definitely a different attitude about him compared to others.
Yeah, that's one way to say it. At least he's different from the other trucks. Well, the ones that are left after, well, Dakota took care of the one. So, anyway, on to the second race. Alright, we are here ahead of the second race of this episode. The 680 class racing at the Nürburgring Grand Prix track. Let's see, and then we have one new driver joining us today. It is there we go. Kyosuke Komeiji, a Eurobeat fanatic who runs a radio station named Adrenaline 102.9. Well, he's one of the DJs anyway. So he's one of 4 people that runs it. He's an amateur drifter, so don't be surprised if he kicks the back end out a couple of times. Or spins. That's also possible. Let's bring up the information and go green. Barbara Page is the focus driver of this race since they started last. In their old Corvette. Slowly trickle through the first set of turns. Prime place for lap 1 checkups, so surprised everyone's kept the traffic flow moving.
I wouldn't say this is necessarily logical to see Tyler towards the back of qualifying. Not the best thing to see for one of my cars.
Oh, remember, there is no qualifying, it's just randomly generation.
Still.
It does mean he's definitely not getting very good number draws, but
I think the system's rigged. The speed's on.
I hear a bit of wah, honestly. And Barbara apparently hears a little bit of understeer, she nearly just slides off the carousel.
I guess there's an issue there.
Look at this guy on the track.
Yeah, why are you doing out there?
I don't know. Why am I in that camera view? Maybe we got hit by somebody, probably on first turn. Maybe I was incorrect to assume.
Oh.
I think she's just trying to let.
Check.
I think she's trying to let Barbara go because of their damage.
Maybe, but that just seemed like a very hefty checkup, even versus just letting someone go.
Stephanie Kaiser also got damaged. I can only assume that was also from lap 1. You haven't like had anybody fly off track or anything, so it's not like there was any huge contact.
The bumpers were used, it seems.
I think Barbara just put a bit of a squeeze there on on Noriaki Nakazato. Didn't leave him a whole lot of space to like set up for the hairpin at. It's ahead of the or tries to get ahead of the rookie. He's kind of fighting on the outside there, but he couldn't carry enough momentum. At some point, somebody recently questioned how, in the name of God, Mishima got a hold of a car that doesn't exist yet. To which I answer, just don't question it.
There's some money in that bank, I'm sure.
This Barbara is just kind of flying through the field at, well, one... And yeah, this is her home track. The leaderboard doesn't display it, but she is German. It just shows American because I'm the one driving the car. Right, there's the pass for the lead. Does Eric... No, he doesn't even attempt to fight back. And so Barbara is just got some clear skies ahead. And she's already pulling pretty far away.
I think this is just another runaway, like Road Atlanta was.
Yeah, well, we got a battle between RX-7s back here. At least some people are trying to liven up proceedings. Just realized we have 4 RX-7s in the race. Narashi, Fujikawa, Nakazato, and Komeiji are all in RX-7s. And then they're just separated by one guy in a Charger. Safety car.
Are the lights on as well?
Yeah, they're always on.
No.
They don't turn off. Oh, I thought they were 3 wide for a sec there. Just had a stroke there. For reference, I'm pretty sure Dom started pretty far in the back. I think he started like 16th, and he's made his way into the top 10. And looking for more against the Mazda crew. Oh, I am fraudulent. What the RX-8 doing? Yeah, we also have an RX-8 here for good measure. All of the Mazdas.
Too many.
Yep, Dom's going for more. Oh, I think Datsuki's ready for him to get there. A little bit of force was used, but nothing that's really gonna do any damage. He just kind of like used this wedge-shaped car as a can opener. It's just like, alright, give me my tuna, damn it.
That's an interesting analogy.
I've definitely come up with worse, I feel. Now Dom's gonna go for 7th against Samuel Jansen. He might be able to out-drag the Hellcat. Potentially. Oh, or he's gonna get chop blocked and have to slam on the brakes to avoid sending Samuel to the sand pit. And once again, we've had yet another runaway victory. I think this time by even a greater margin of victory. Barbara Page grabs the win at her home circuit. Eric Wojcicki will come 2nd, and Gemini will round out the podium. He's a little out of his element, usually. He's more of a Japan guy. The, the rookie pretty much holds station, although I don't know how much longer he'd have held it for, considering the onslaught of people behind him. Not limited to, Dom DePrisco, who was very clearly on a tear on the last lap or so. Yeah, so that is,
Some changes.
and obviously these 2 are down here because they have damage, so... On to race 3. Oops. On to race 3, where hopefully we have, like, a battle for the win or something. That'd be great. And race 3 is green here at Fuji. It's 720 class event. And Ashley Akemi is starting in last, nearly about runs over Ivan Sotokov into turn 1. Everyone has a different braking zone for that corner, as well as for the other hairpin, the other end of the track, it seems. Trying to wiggle her way through the field early going. Lap 1's the best place to either gain or lose places, so...
Yeah, a lot of daring moves here, too.
Well, I think she had such a run that it was either I go for the send and hope to God I don't kill somebody, or I kill somebody. So... Oh my word. Alright. It's fine, Gemini. Corvettes don't need to use the racetrack or anything.
Seems like Gemini just thought of it as, you know what needs the racetrack.
It's probably too busy trying to change the song on his Spotify or something.
That'd be an interesting thing to do with lyrics. Then again, I've seen lyrics.
Down the front straightaway, this is basically where winners and losers are determined, who has the most straight line speed, and who knows where to take it.
This is when I was fighting, yeah, it is 3Y. I didn't realize you were 3Y.
I don't know if Levi did either, and Ashley wasn't really there for all that long. She almost just got turned by this focus back here as well, for good measure.
I love that.
She almost ran you into the wall there.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure about that. I just remember sending it into the next car. A lot of contact.
Now, Fuji is definitely a more close quarters circuit.
Yeah, it's also a circuit where my car was kind of just not there.
It seems like I just figured it was just mostly bad positioning, people putting you in awkward spots and making you lose places that way.
That could be it.
Man, you can hear Natsuki's RX-7 from a mile away, on God. As we're just
Yeah,
apparently
I don't
in like
that.
we're just in like the yellow overload here. Fucking
There's just bumblebees.
crazy taxi!
Oh no. Oh my.
Yeah, Fukuoka was
Firebird.
very crazy, yeah. You also missed a shift there. That's not gonna help your top speed, my guy. As this is also a debut race for Natasha Harris, has employed the services of a Ferrari F430, probably on the bankroll of Brian Ice, if I had to guess. It doesn't protect her from that Corvette in a straight line, though. Dan Metsky was taking that apex whether it actually wanted her to or not. Gets her on exit anyway. Just turns her headlights off. World's fastest vacuum cleaner back here. Now she's trying to keep Natasha behind.
That's a way to put it. I've always kind of just wondered what that sound was, and now having an explanation that it is that RX-7. That's the car that has claimed my eardrums on multiple occasions.
Yeah, somehow, someway she managed to swap a 787B engine into that thing, and that's why it's so loud. Now these two know each other, and this will be... I'm interested to see how Riley drives this. Knowing her short fuse, she's likely to just up and turn Ashley with no hesitation. She didn't really seem awfully passive there, though, as you just watched the tail end of Natasha getting ahead of Natsuki. A lot of ends back here.
So out of it.
It's very much a, well, for the most part, it's a conga line affair. Like I just saw Nidori like defending from somebody here for like a split second. As June Summers did have a pretty comfortable lead at the moment, but now we're gonna have a battle between two British women. Yes, Ashley is British. Again, American flag or burr, but believe me, she is British. And two British people fighting at Fuji. It's just... I mean, you know, it could be at Silverstone if Polyphony would get their heads out of their asses. Did I say that out loud? Around the outside for the lead, and that's clear. You don't see that every day. had to work a little harder than the last two, as June Summers is pushing the actual shit out of that Aston Martin to try and stick with the vet, but I don't think there's any saving this one.
Once again, it looks like we could have just another walk away.
Well, she isn't going to be walking away for too long, as Terrence Blackpool just sends it on the inside of that Firebird. And ooh. Surprised he didn't just spun around SRT-10 there.
Yeah, no, I didn't really understand what was going on, so I just had to stick my nose in the business.
And take them opportunities when they're there, and he just cuts you right off. You just love that, didn't you?
Yeah, I wasn't too fond of that.
As heading up to the lines, she managed to make about a 2-second gap in like a sector and a half. Ashley Akemi will grab the win at Fuji. June Summers split down the middle between two Corvettes as Riley Blanchard finishes off the podium. Pretty solid debut for the F430, as I think this is a net gain of at least one spot for the Ferrari driver. And it seems that your attempts to pass just cost you a place against Paul Valentine. There's taking the opportunity when it's there, and then there's just times where it's like, you know, this wasn't the greatest opportunity.
Hey, don't judge my driving.
I'm not judging your driving, I'm judging the results. There's a difference. Anyway, on now, it's time to go ahead and judge race 4. Alright, we have arrived in the 4th race of this episode, and it is a multi-class race. 760 cars joined 600 class racing at High Speed Ring. And before we start, we have a debuting driver who actually signed up a while ago, but they just hadn't shown up until now. Dexter Rollins is driving a Sprinter Terreno that kind of looks like he just dragged it ass first out of a junkyard.
That's probably why he hasn't been here for a while.
Well, he wouldn't sign up without a car. It's an instant disqualification from the series if you don't have a car to show up in.
Oh, you never know.
I also have a new machine for me. Despite the fact that the last S14 didn't work, I feel like I've gotten some of the kinks out of this one, as now this is the facelift trim, so there's like better aero on the car. It's also just a generally more like a slightly later model, so hopefully this time I won't finish 30 seconds behind the rest of the field. That's the hope anyway. And we are riding along with Dominic DePrisco in his Lamborghini Huracan. Normally it is last place on the grid, but in this case it becomes last place in the top class. That gets the camera on it, so, or gets like the focus on it, I guess. This has always been a very, very treacherous racetrack. We've seen a lot of very bad crashes over the, well, I say over the years. Over the year, really.
Personally, I don't like the shirt.
I didn't have the leaderboard on the screen, whoops. It's not the greatest ever.
Don't have to jump into this place.
It's not the greatest ever.
Why did I commentate with this guy again?
I don't know. Oh,
What contract did I sign that obligated me to do this? We almost just watched a murder.
and we heard the horn of "Go off yourself" coming from DePrisco there, as he gets just slidered by Wayne Hansen up here. Of course, these two have a longer history than ancient Rome, so. Oh, yep. Goodbye. Bing bong.
Yeah, that's not the nicest thing you need to see right there. Looks like they kind of both turned in on each other. Maybe one a little more than the other.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't think Wayne Hansen was turning at all. He was easing out of the steering, but he was easing out way too much. Oh yeah, he is big mad about that one.
Oh my. So that's what that incident was caused by. I was always wondering. Or I've been left wondering that, should I say.
Yeah, you probably almost saw that, I feel like. I should get a view from the commentator cam. No, you wouldn't have seen anything because you're just staring at the back of a GTR. You just see a trail of smoke and a Lamborghini that's not taking the corner.
Yeah, don't remind me that I was stuck behind that.
Yes, or not. Perhaps unsurprisingly, both the Lamborghinis have enormous amounts of damage to their vehicles. They're both just kind of limping back. Looks like Dom's engine or throttle input's not even going all the way through. You can't get to full throttle.
Unless they're trying to fight more than they already have. Can't really tell what's going on here. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact.
Yep. Punts him into the pit lane. There's no speeding penalties on GT7 at least, so Wayne Hansen's granted that mercy. Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom, there's absolutely fucking nothing going on. Wow, I'm still shit. Okay, apparently I was just wrong. I'm ahead of one car, because they started last in the category. Love that for me.
Still.
And give him the brake test. Yep.
I mean, your point's been made. You both have already screwed each other's race. Oh my. This is just childish at that point.
These two are childish, even though they're older than we are by a few years. Jesus shit, we get it.
These guys just need to let it up. It's not even these guys at this point, it's just...
It's just DeBriscoe for the most part.
Yeah.
It's also the only place worth looking, because Barbara's way out ahead again. Not really contested by anybody at the moment. Kind of have the makings of a battle for P2 between Gwozdowski and Danvers, but... No, actually... There might be some stock in that in a sec. Never mind. Let's go back to commentator cam, because God forbid I look back at those two nincompoops.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much going on.
Later, Porsche can brake later. And Tosh just tried to like embarrass you on the corner exit there. Sheesh. Oh, you got something that happened up here. I see. Oh no, that's just him fixing more damage. He's merging in with the 600 class cars. That's how badly his Dom DeBriscoe has just fucked him over.
Yeah, that's just sad.
These things just have no top speed, man. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with the S14s. There's a multiple Toyota 86s, multiple Corollas ahead of me. I'm just on.
I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even know you were listed for this one.
Well, probably because we're in separate classes. Huh? I missed something. How is she so slow through there?
Not quite sure.
Oh, she was oversteer. Yeah, she was just on the brakes to save the car, and Eric and David were just like, nah, you don't save the car around here. Get overtaken.
Advantage of the opportunity that was presented to them.
Eric Wojciechowski is nothing if not opportunistic, that's for sure. Danvers might follow as well. So Barbara had the race in hand, but just one bad turn one and a little bit of additional force applied from David Danvers is enough to just kind of end that. Now she might get a podium, but that's it. Wow. Schwartz was really off his game today. Now there's lapped cars ahead.
Oh boy.
The leaders have caught me and Altenberg, but it's up to the run to the line anyway, so it hasn't really changed the result. Eric Wojciechowski takes the W at high speed ring with the move on the last lap.
Everyone's just under a blanket.
Yeah, we just thought like just pack racing as they headed towards the line. I think I'll be having a bit of a talk with DePrisco now that I've seen that. I'm sure you're familiar with the ruling on that sort of thing. It's payback's not a penalty unless it seems like you're trying to hurt the person. The second, it's like NFL tackling. You can tackle the guy, but if you hit him too hard or you're hitting them on purpose, then it's a penalty. Or,
I think the that first collision before the pit stop is the one that kind of symbolized. Yeah, that's just intentional by all means.
No, I mean, I feel like Wayne Hansen hit him twice, so I think Dom hitting him twice made sense. So I feel like if the pit collision were the last one, maybe. But then he continued to on the way out of the pits and like for half a lap or so after leaving the pits. So I feel like, yeah, he's gonna get a stern talking to. I don't know if I'm quite on weeks. He's gonna get the book thrown at him. And with that note, we head on to the final round of the episode. Nice lights. There's supposed to be 3 of those. What the race start? Anyway, it's time for the roulette race. It is Spa. So a nice big track for the big divide in the racing speeds of different cars here. We certainly had worse venues for roulette races, but this first lap is gonna be mess. Gonna be mess. Yep. So is my English.
What was that?
An R32 that seems to have missed their turn.
By a mile.
Oh, they hooked the curb and lost it. Things you hate to see there. So we're showing before the grid and just, yeah, witness the absolute gridlock as we head towards the comb. What the Mustang doing?
What are the McLarens doing? McLaren, should I say?
Yeah, Levi's the only one back here. The other two are just kind of riding off into the sunset with the likes of you and me and Newstein at the moment. Love that shot. It's so far back, you see like everyone coming down towards that corner. My God, Fidel! He uses the racetrack too! And Milsan just takes all of those positions. Thank you very much.
Free real estate.
Asher sneaks in ahead of his teammate Valentine there, and among several others as well. And Levi Myers getting a little bit physical with the car in a lower category than them, which I don't really see the point in that.
I don't see a point in a lot of things. But, this Alpine's flying. Maybe the motors things
I mean, they got a little rear end damage, and that still isn't slowing them down too much, clearly. Wow, he broke aggressively.
Old braking scene.
Did Thrasher run to the back of his teammate?
What happened to Thrasher?
Okay, no, he had damage before that. Damn, he had damage the whole time. He was still making up time. It doesn't really seem like he needed to fix the car, but he did anyway. Must have been.
Oh.
It was in delay. It was in delay cone, I guess.
What are these brakes? Oh, that is just...
I think he misjudged a bit there, safe to say. Oops, that one's too far. That's not far enough. Guess I was right the first damn time, whatever.
Or Levi has to just sit back and watch his sister and his team owner just way up the road ahead of him.
And you know, they've also got to negotiate me. I don't have much cornering grip, but this GTO's got 700 and something horsepower, and I'm not afraid to use it.
I think you're afraid to use it. You gotta... It sounded like someone got loose going.
I think Milsan did. The rear damage is probably not doing her any favors.
Parachute. So what was that about your horsepower? Because obviously there is some speed. Help.
Well, they had slipstream, A, B, my weight makes it so I can't get a corner exit. We are comparing, you know, an old GTO to a fucking supercar and an old Le Mans racer. As Levi goes defensive into the Rivage. Mulsanne wanted the crossover, but Meyer covered that off. What is...
Still not too sure how to feel about the...
Yeah, that was, Levi clearly is a bit of a greenhorn.
Well, I mean, he is a rookie, I'll give him that, but growing up in the racing world, you'd think you know a thing or two about how to race.
Maybe, yeah.
But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt this is his first time racing competitively.
Oh.
That's... you don't drive the CEO like that. Oh my.
Send it. Well, also the CEO shouldn't be doing this kind of speed through the S's.
I mean, that is
54.
true.
Well, since tearing through here at 78, that's a skill issue, and I'm not really sure who it's on. Kind of both of you, but
I also find this ironic in a sense that you know, the junior team or sister team, whatever you want to call it, to McLaren is basically their biggest fan is racing up here with them, and jeez, this front-end damage now would be loud.
it should balance out. The oversteer from the rear damage should counter the understeer from the front. It's all going to just kind of coalesce in a car that basically wants you dead because it's damaged to all shit.
Meanwhile, me and Sophia are battling the thing.
I don't know if I call this battling yet. You're just more like...
Oh, we're just kind of riding along, seeing...
Yeah, you're just kind of like gathering information, more or less.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know what to do here. This is someone with world-class talent that I'm rooting for. So. Formula One driver at that.
Yeah. And somebody who's raced in the 24 Hours of Le Mans a few times is behind you. You wouldn't think it, but the damage is making Eau Rouge an absolute fucking night terror. She may have the advantage in sheer skill, but you do have the advantage in a little more horsepower.
Great speed.
And they're wheel to wheel! Wait a minute. Oh, no real estate.
Yeah, shit battle.
Sort of a mutual lack of space. Elbows out driving through Les Combes there. And now Mulsanne has entered the frame. Despite all of her damage, she's managing to keep up with you and a literal Formula One race winner.
Let
Amazing.
alone being a fan of Sophia's team.
Yeah. You know, like every other corner that's not Eau Rouge, you wouldn't even think this car is damaged because she's still wheeling that thing rather well.
Yeah, and knowing now the amount of damage that car has, it's kind of disappointing.
Oh, why they're from the damage? Oh dear shit! Oh my word!
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
I don't think we have a choice, Sunshine.
No. That was just complete driver error.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I wasn't really
God.
expecting, just a car to kind of be coming back in, so I kind of just ate curb, went wide, and ate curb again. So there it is.
Yeah, it was like an actual breakdown of this absolutely brutal shunt. It's like
I mean, it wasn't
our
intentional.
she's like she's just cleared you here, but she's therefore not able to hold that inside line because she's got damage. Her turning ability is severely weakened, so she washes out, and you cross her over because of that. And she gave you a lot of space. I don't think you were quite aware you had as much space as you did, I suppose.
Yeah, no,
Find a curb on the inside, find a curb on the outside, and that is... Yeah, that's not the angle your car is supposed to be pointed at.
no kid.
And I think she must have expected you just, like, twitch off into the runoff or something. And that's giving you some suspension damage, which obviously you picked up on pretty quickly in the bus stop. But Mulsanne, knowing this is going to be the final lap, decides that she's not stopping.
Yeah,
Her She's got pretty much every single part of that damage indicator blinking like crazy, and she's just like, nah, doesn't mean anything to me. No, fuck that. The friend of my friend is my enemy.
Still haven't heard anything.
In regards to what, your mic like went up there.
In regards to that collision, I never heard anything. I never saw her after that, so not really sure how to feel about that. I mean, obviously feel bad about the situation, but not much you can do there.
It still doesn't seem to be affecting her too much. She's actually still catching up to Sophia anyway. Is she like going easy or something because she's like trying to make it a fair competition or something?
I'm not sure.
Like, this woman has stared down Max Verstappen and taken victory, but she's getting eaten alive by some F1 stan who's got a car from 1968. And
I mean, you also got a figure driving an F1 car, and it's way more different from driving just a regular old McLaren.
quite a defensive move from Sophia to stay ahead there through Puhan. Now they're gonna go too wide through the S's. Almost, never mind. Sophia almost cuts that off. Still, she washes up, so Mosen has half a shot. She's gonna try into step low A. Damage is inhibiting her exit off corners, though. The light weight of the A220 is still going to give her some decent acceleration, so they're going to remain too wide heading towards Blanchimont. Hopefully things don't repeat themselves. Well, she didn't go wide, which helps.
Yeah, out wide. Oh! Sliding it in perfectly.
Absolute slide job from the 650S. And breaks a touch later. And so the defense has been put to good use. Sophia Meyer is gonna, well, win again at Spa. I say that. She's never won here. She's won on a much bigger stage before. And her team owner is gonna, her teammates are gonna finish 3-4, so Mosen spoiling the party for Logitech McLaren.
I mean, she is a fan of the team, so me as well.
Hi, how are ya?
Yeah, me and you battling, that's fun.
I'm not even in your class.
If we don't talk about that, okay?
Well, we're commentating. It was kind of our job to talk about that.
No,
Anyway.
no.
Anyway, that'll, as we scroll through the results, I was the leading 680 class car, so I did my job. I won my category. Obviously,
No, you didn't.
Sophia won overall and won in her class. There were no 760s here. Liv Newstein will win in the 640 category, beating multiple 680 cars. And there were only two 600 class cars. Reiko and Kazuma, go figure. The two lovebirds agreed to run the class together, I guess. And Reiko got the better of her boyfriend. And there's just Lombardi down here. I don't even know what happened to him. But the recording's already run out, so we can't go back and find out. So that's an L. Anyways, until next time, get the fuck out of here.